Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're doing what's next in your career and your finances. And not only do we have 3 piles for you to pick from today, we actually have something fun. When you're done picking these 3 files, we are going to take a look at a question that you have, a career and finance question. And from 2 piles, you're going to pick a yes or no question. So if you have a yes or no question about something that you want to pursue in terms of your career and want to have a look at the advices that are in the cards for you, then look no further. After you're done with the reading, click on your timestamp in the description box and click on the card that you see will answer your question. So that's the other card that we have here. And I will put some numbers so that you are able to distinguish between the two. Okay, so the way this is going to work is once you're done picking your piles, having your reading, go back into the description box and click on your yes or no timestamps below, and you'll pick between this card and this card. So see which one you're the most drawn to from these 2 cards once you're done with the reading. All right, so the 3 piles that we have for you here today in today's reading is pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. See which pile you're the most drawn to, and that's probably the pile for you here today. As usual, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your time once and then twice, and I'll see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. So you've chosen this beautiful picture. And what I see from here is someone who is very passionate, someone who is very self-driven, pile number 1. I see courage, I see persistence and perseverance in your eyes. I see someone who's extremely stubborn about pursuing their dreams and achieving exactly what they want to do. So the card says, don't overdo. Let's see what this is all about. I think you have a lot of ideas popping in your head. You're a very creative person who wants to pursue many things at the same time. Okay, I think you have a heavy head on your shoulder, pile number 1. You are not an easy person to mess with, and you know what you want. And you're very skilled. I think you can do many things at the same time. But I see the advice here is to be careful and to pursue one thing at a time so that things don't slip out of your hands, especially during this stage of your life. Pile number 1, you believe so much in yourself that you believe you can take on many things, which is true. But the advice here is to handle 1 or 2 things at the same time, probably 2. What I see here is a lot of 2s, and wait a little bit to do the other things. So at the back of your card it says, always do your best, but don't overdo. When you overdo, you deplete your body and go against yourself, and it will take you longer to accomplish your goals. So again, the advice here is, yes, you are able to take on many things and do a lot of things and achieve so many things, but sometimes at some point you may not be able to give your attention, the required attention, to everything because you only have 24 hours. And at this stage of your time, you may not have enough help to help you pursue all the ideas that you have in your mind at the moment. So take it slow as you can, of course. Pursue as many of the things that you can and hold off some of the things that you have on your mind until you help launch or take off the things that you're working on at the moment. Okay. So now that we've looked at your oracle card, which we may get into later depending on your reading, let's take a look at what your tarot cards have to say. Let's push these a little bit up so that we have space for your cards. Okay, so let's see what's next for pile number one in their career and in their finances. What is going on with pile number one and what's next in their career and their finances? I see a lot of perseverance here, a lot of go-getting energy. You're at a time of your life when you know you're going to achieve what you want and you're very hard-headed on making it happen. Kudos to you, pile number one. Okay, so let's see what your cards have for you. So you have the Death card in reverse. Interesting. You have the Hermit card. Okay, I'm just going to take this out, and I'm also taking this out so that you can see your cards. All right. You have the Nine of Wands in reverse. You have the Six of Wands. You have the Ace of Wands in reverse. You have the Star in reverse. You might have Aquarius in your chart, pile number one. That's for some of you. You have the Page of Cups. You have the Five of Swords. You have the Judgment card. And you have the Nine of Swords. So pile number one, I see that you have a very big dream that you are not working towards taking action into achieving. And that's causing a lot of heartbreak to you because you are very passionate about doing something on your own, maybe, or about achieving this certain goal. You have your heart set at doing it. This is where your heart is lying. But at the same time, you're working in another job, doing something that is making you very successful, but you're being unfair and you're not being honest with yourself because you're not achieving that dream that you keep looking at constantly. And the reason there's this duality here and this resistance is because obviously you're very, very successful where you are. The Death card in reverse here suggests that maybe you're being a little bit stubborn towards making a change and slowly moving into the direction towards where you want to achieve personal achievement, pile number one. I feel here with the Hermit card, the cards are suggesting that you may want to start working on your own. And there is a wake-up call to all the confusion that you have, all the stress that you have thinking about that, going solo and achieving your dream, or whether you should stay where you are because it's bringing you financial freedom. So this is definitely something that you need to think about long and hard. But with the Judgment card, I see a new beginning. I see with the Death card in reverse, with the Judgment card, I see a new beginning happening for you soon, pile number one. I see you deciding to move forward on your own. I see you being happy knowing that you're going to be building this bit by bit. And there are many ways to do that in order to move about it in a secure way. So one of these things is maybe saving up so that you are safe during that transitional period between doing what you're doing now and working towards your dream. Another way that this could be done, there's definitely a transitional phase here. And this transitional phase could be like what we said, you saving up to move through it securely, or you working alongside and starting with this passion project that you have here as you're working with your job. So these are two things that you could be considering, but always remember that your card is advising you not to overdo things so that you don't drop one thing or the other. So these are all going to be your decisions. You are the only person who knows how to work towards your goals. I see you as a very passionate person, and like we mentioned, you have a very heavy head on your shoulders here. You know what's best for you, and so the advice for you at the moment is to work towards what you want slowly but surely. And don't just leave yourself there dreaming of something and not taking action towards it. Pile number 1. I see here with the blue hair on her head is that you have a very unconventional mind, and you don't really conform to the way people do business in your industry, and you have a lot of creative idea about how to move this passion that you have, making it unique and and very desirable for your market. Pile number 1. And this is why you're very passionate about it, and this is why you really believe in it. But you have a lot of voices in your heads, a lot of doubts telling you that you may not be able to do it, or a lot of doubts about whether this will work or not, or a lot of doubts about whether you'll regret leaving what you have now or not. But I see a lot of financial abundance from this idea. But again, the way to do it is to go about it wisely. With the Hermit card here, you need to think about it very well, how to transition from where you are to what you need to be doing. But is it doable? Yes, pile number 1, it's definitely doable. You might want to seek out the help of an investor. You might want to seek out the help of someone who has more free time than you that could help you out build it in the beginning. Pile number 1. And it might seem a little bit tough for you in the beginning, but I see a lot of abundance and financial freedom with wings here. I see that this idea is not only going to bring you a lot of satisfaction, it's also going to bring you a lot of financial abundance. Pile number 1. So take a leap of faith and start making a plan towards how you can go towards your dream. Do you need to write a plan? Do you need to save for it? Do you need to start taking some steps towards, careful steps towards moving towards it in the right way? Do you need to seek out more information? Whatever it is, I see the coming period as a waking up for you into a whole new life, by the way. Pile number 1. Finally, what I can tell you, pile number 1, you have a lot of blue here. And blue is all about the water element, and it's all about love. You are so passionate about this, pile number 1. It's almost impossible to close the chapter on it and not think about it again. You know it. You're so passionate and you have so much love. It makes you wake up. This whole idea, this is why you have the Judgment. It's pushing you. It's calling you, pile number 1. And you cannot help but think about what it would be like to do that. So come on, pile number 1, go right ahead, start this passion project that you have. And don't forget, if you have a yes or no question, they're right there. Click on your timestamp so that you can see your questions. And if you've liked this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know all about it. I would love to know. And subscribe so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 2. So you've chosen this beautiful card. There are a lot of rainbows here, and that makes me think right away that the coming period in terms of your finances and your career are going to be very beautiful. It also says enjoy heaven on earth. So this is a time where you're going to enjoy what you're doing. Maybe you're working something that you're very passionate about, and you see yourself growing in your career, and it's something that is making you very happy. I see that you think and you believe you're going in the right direction, and I see things as prospering for you this year as things progress. Pile number 1 for you. On the back of the card, see a lot of rainbows here. Things are going to go very well for you in the next coming period, especially this year, pile number 2. And it says impeccability of the word can lead you to personal freedom, success, and abundance. You can attain the kingdom of heaven from this one agreement. Be impeccable with your word. So what I see here is that so many things are possible for you, pile number 2, if you stick to your word and your self-discipline. So if you promise yourself to do certain things, go ahead and do them. Because if you stick with that, pile number 2, there is a promise of achieving everything that you want, of being in a beautiful place in terms of both your finances and your career, pile number 2. So let's see what your tarot cards have to say in terms of what's coming up next for your career and your finances. What's coming up next for pile number 2 in terms of their career and their finances? Enjoying heaven on earth. I really feel that, pile number 2. So what's coming up for pile number 2 in terms of their career and their finances? I see abundance happening slowly for you, pile number 2. I see that you can already start to see the beginnings of that, but it's going to grow into something huge later on. All right, so you have the 4. Let's remove this out of the way so we have more reading space here. All right, so you have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. You have the 4 of Wands in reverse. You have the Star. Wow, this popped up in reading number 1. You have the Fool. You have the 3 of Wands. You have the 8 of Wands, you see? You have the 9 of Cups. You have the Ace of Swords. You have the Queen of Wands. And last but not least, you have the High Priestess in reverse. So pile number 4, I can see straight away that you're embarking on a new journey in your life towards your dream. And you're in a new phase where you stopped holding on to the old world that you had of just sitting there and hoping and dreaming that something would change for you, and actually taking steps towards achieving your dream. Now, pile number 2. I see you being happy where you are, but definitely it's not the end of your goal yet. You're taking solid actions to reach the dreams that you have in terms of the financial freedom that you want and your career goals. So you're at the phase at the very beginning, but you're taking solid actions every day to reach these dreams. You're taking command of your life, and you're acting like a real business person, like a real responsible person. And whether this is your own business or whether you're climbing the hierarchical ladder at your job, you're definitely very happy with where you're going, and you feel like you are in charge. You're no longer waiting there wishing for things to happen. You have a solid plan with solid action steps. I see you being more organized. this period where you're going to be taking some planned steps towards the things that you want to achieve. I don't see this card as being naive, to be quite frank with you. In your reading, pile number 2, I see this as you having the courage to go after what you want. And I do see a lot of planning and taking action here. I see that you're in the next coming period of time. I see you releasing your inner wisdom, pile number 2. So there's a lot of skills that you have that are very unique to you. There are a lot of things that nearly only you know how to do. I think you're born with this wisdom and this skill, and you're now using your knowing to achieve and go further ahead in your life. So while you may not have achieved the financial abundance that you want yet, but you're definitely being more and more emotionally satisfied every day. And even though you're working very hard, much harder than you have before maybe, but you're very happy about everything that you're doing, and you're willing to take these actions, because I feel that you feel now that these actions, like a funnel, are pouring into you. They are filling you up. And this is why you have enjoyed heaven on earth, because at the moment and during the coming next months, I think you're going to be in a very happy place, feeling satisfied, feeling very happy doing, waking up passionate about what you're doing, waking up looking forward to achieving more, and celebrating your little wins every time. They're like trophies to you. Every time you achieve something, or achieve a task, or achieve a goal, they're like little trophies to you that make you very happy and very satisfied. I see you being in control of your life the next coming period, pile number 2, and I see you being in charge, taking the lead in your life, and doing actually very well. I see you being wise again, because you're not doing it. It's not like the honeymoon period where you're like, yay, it's all good, I'm shiny. No, I see you being very wise in terms of planning it right, and asking all the right questions in order to pursue what you want, and actually taking actions on it every day. I see you moving towards a safe place, to be quite frank with you, pile number 2. So pile number 2, you don't want to go back to wasting your time of your life again, like you have in the past, just sitting there and thinking of this idea. So while you're taking action now, and while you're going in towards the right direction, remember the advice in this card. It said that you have to be impeccable with your word. So while you're actually doing that now, make sure that you don't have any drops later on, falling out of plan, and again sitting around not doing much, because that could happen to a lot of us. And you need to be impeccable this time with your word. If you give promises, then you have to keep them. You have to always be constantly going after your goals, and making sure that you tick your boxes every day, pile number 1. It seems like for this goal to happen, you have a lot of little goals that you need to achieve and go towards, and you need to pour in so much effort every single day. It's not going to be an easy journey in terms of your effort, and you need to really curb your temptations, unlike before. Not because your temptations sometimes lets you fall off. Your temptations really let you fall off a lot of the times, off the bandwagon. So you need to curb your temptations constantly, and always remind yourself of your goals. Remind yourself what you need to do, because it's a big goal that you have there, pile number 2, with some promises of great financial rewards and financial satisfaction. And I mean career satisfaction as well for you, pile number one. I feel you sitting there in the future, being in charge and watching things grow, surely, but slowly, I mean, but very surely. I don't see you having crises at the moment. I see things are going to be running smooth for you the next coming period of time. It's going to feel really good. I'm not saying that you're not going to have challenges in the future, but it's not appearing here, at least in your cards. But for this year, it seems like it's smooth. It seems like you know what you're doing, and it seems like it's going to grow and be very satisfying for you, pile number two. I also notice here that you will enjoy being solo. There's so many, just one person, solo, someone who knows what they want to do. So it looks like to me that this may be you embarking on your own journey, doing your own thing, starting your own business maybe. Because I see that you're very skilled, you know what you're doing, and you only trust yourself at this point of time, and you just love achieving this on your own, pile number two. What can I say? I don't see you putting in a lot of finances towards this. I mean, you're putting in what you have, that's for sure, but I think with whatever little finances that you have, you're going to achieve a lot, because you're going to go about it in a very smart way. You're going to put your money exactly where it needs to go, growing your business or whatever it is that you're working on little by little until it becomes very big. I think you're going to gain a lot of recognition in whatever you're pursuing, pile number two. And because, as I've mentioned, you're very skilled in your field, and you have a lot of knowing that maybe not a lot of people know. I also see that you're starting off with some followers here, pile number two. I see you have some faithful followers that follow you wherever you go, and that is something that will give you a nice push in the beginning of whatever it is that you're pursuing now. And this following that you have is there because you're very impeccable with what you do. You love quality, you're a perfectionist, and you're not just out there doing things to get money and run. You are a person who loves doing your best. You take your time to craft and make things come out perfect, pile number two. And this is why your followers, even though they're little now, but they truly believe in you and they really follow you. They can see how unique you are, pile number two. One more thing that I see here, pile number two, in terms of your career, I see that you also have a lot of passion in another direction as well. So the naive thing to do at the moment is to also pursue that direction. The advice here in the cards is to take and put your time into growing whatever you're working on here first. And maybe you can put in just a little bit of time doing whatever other thing that you love. Consider it as a hobby for now. And maybe when you've established this area of your life, whereas it's important to you, you can maybe start financing the other side little by little. But for now, this is where you need to be focusing on. You see, you have two faces looking in two different directions. This is where you need to be looking at the moment, establishing whatever it is we've been talking about. And later, when this is growing, maybe you can start financing and growing this other area where you're really passionate about as well. So pile number one, I hope this reading was useful for you. And if you've liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to check your yes or no questions down below. And please subscribe so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi there, pile number three. So you've chosen this beautiful card. and it says, stay in the present moment. And what I see here is that you're a very hard worker, pile number 3, and you are so much of a person who's really goal oriented that sometimes you forget to stop and smell the roses. You sometimes forget to stop and see your little wins, because you're going to miss that in the long run. You're going to feel like you've missed out on enjoying a lot of the things that you do. So this card is advising you to keep on working, but to live in the present moment a little bit. Enjoy the things that you've seen transformed in your life. Enjoy the things that you have. And also, most importantly, enjoy what you're doing, pile number 3, because you're so much of a goal-oriented person. You forget to enjoy what you're doing. You're so much about finishing this task and finishing this and finishing that. And while that, of course, brings you joy, but you also need to go back to enjoying what you're doing, taking it slow, doing what you need to do, but enjoying it. Feel it as you're doing it, pile number 3. So I see a lot of transformations happening for you here with the butterflies and the spirals. I see you pulling a lot of life force towards you in the next coming period of time. I see a lot of abundance coming into your life. I see a lot of things coming to fruition, things that you've been working on. I believe that you'll see things growing and happening. You may be working in 2 different directions, pile number 3. That's for some of you. And I think you're going to see these 2 directions flourishing in the next coming period, pile number 3. I'm very happy for you. Let's see what it says at the back. It says, keep your attention on today and stay in the present moment. This is the beginning of a new understanding, a new dream. So pile number 3, I see you working on a very important dream of yours, whether they're 2 or 1. They definitely mean the world to you, and you're working very hard towards achieving this dream that you have, pile number 2. I see a lot of 2s. I'm not going to lie to you. I see you working on 2 directions equally that you're very passionate about. Of course, one more that you're more passionate about than the other. All right. It says always do your best. So in order to achieve these dreams, you need to be constantly working but enjoying what you're doing at the same time. And I see actually for you, pile number 2, 3, that the next coming period is going to be a period where you'll really be enjoying what you're doing. I think you're going to be waking up with a lot of passion, loving every minute of it, pile number 3. So let's take this out of the way so that we can have space for your reading. And let's see what your tarot cards have for you today. So what is next for pile number 3 in terms of their career and their finances? What's next for pile number 3 in terms of their career and finances? So let's see what you have here. Let's check at the back of the deck. You have the 6 of Wands, pile number 3. I think whatever you're going to be working on, your dreams, pile number 3, is no coincidence. It's going to be a success. All right, so let's take a look at what your cards have to say. You have the Hermit in reverse. You have the 3 of Cups, celebration. Pile number 3, this is a great reading here. Also, 3 means the end of a cycle. I think you're going to be seeing a lot of things come to fruition in the next coming of time for you. You have the Wheel of Fortune. Like, do you really need me today? And you have the 9 of Swords. Maybe you do need me just a little bit, pile number 3. All right, and you have the 4 of Cups in reverse. Very nice. You have the 7 of Wands in reverse. You have the Temperance card in reverse. You have the Knight of Cups in reverse. You have the Sun card in reverse. Okay, now that's starting to make sense. And you have the Moon card in reverse. So pile number 3, right off the bat, I see a lot of great things happening for you in the next coming period of time. I see a lot of fortune happening, a lot of opportunities coming your way, and I see you achieving a lot of the things that you wanted to achieve for a very long time. I also see that you will start collaborating with other people. You are used to working on your own. You enjoy working on your own, but I see you opening up in the next coming period of time and towards the idea of collaborating with other people, maybe hiring more people, maybe having more people on your team. And that's certainly going to push you a lot further ahead in whatever it is that you're working on when it comes to your dream. So in the next period of time, I see great things happening, but I see you as well being stressed out about something, and it's not something very serious. It could be a certain hiccup, maybe a technological hiccup, or something that you don't know how to do, maybe a problem at the bank. It's not too serious, pile number 3, honestly, because I see you here gaining more information about how to handle it, either from friends or from your bank or from the internet. I see you researching a lot and revealing a lot of information on how to solve these kind of hiccups when they hit you again. And it is kind of a blessing in disguise, because it might put a lot of stress on you in the beginning, but with your stay in the present moment, the advice for you is to not put yourself in this stressful situation ever. If you find yourself stressed, maybe you lose some information, important information, maybe you get something deleted, maybe your computer is not working, whatever it is, whatever kind of hiccup that you may make you very unhappy, take out your initial extreme great luck and fortune coming your way. You're not going to spoil all of this just because you feel something happened. And from the advice, like I said, from this card is to calm down, think of solutions, because by gaining information, you're going to resolve this situation, and not just now, but forever. Pile number 3. You'll know how to handle this situation when it happens, and for this reason, it's also going to be a fortune in disguise. Pile number 3. Remember when I said in the beginning that you may be working at 2 things at the same time, one more than the other? I do see that in the next coming period, you may be dropping one of these passions for just a little bit because of the opportunity coming in, and thus taking more of your time. And this is maybe why you'll be stressed out a little bit in the beginning, because you may need to drop out something, not work on it at all, and that will cause you a lot of pain and stress. So that's what's going on here. That's why you have one flower facing you and the other way around. And you are very passionate about these 2, pile number 1. You see your heart dropped while as you drop the other project. But no, pile number 3, that this is temporary. And this could be a warning for you so that you take actions now. Maybe you need to be more prepared starting now, to have some work done on both projects on the side, so that when one of them calls you to give more time to it because of some sort of opportunity that comes your way, this doesn't fall, the other side doesn't fall. So I think you need to have a lot of attention, a lot of backed up work, so that things continue to flow for you when you work on one opportunity, on one side of your passion projects more than the other. I also see here, pile number 3, that you usually like to work alone, but I see you opening up your mind towards working with other people, understanding that together there's more abundance for all of us, and that you sometimes need to let go of this rigidity of only working with yourself. I know there's a lot of problems that comes with working with other people sometimes, but you can have this balance between working with others while keeping what you have safe. You don't need to let go of everything when you work with others. I think when you set proper boundaries together, make sure you discuss things very well. You have things written down, your agreements written down, so that when you do pursue this new opportunity that's coming up, you don't regret doing that later on. Pile number 3. Also, another warning that I see here for you in the next coming period of time is to be careful when you work with your new people, with your collaborations. Sometimes I see you as a person who can overpromise things and later realize that it's taking a lot of your time, and that could bring a lot of anger to you. So the advice is to think very well when working with others. Don't fill your cup with too many promises towards them. Take in just a little, and if you can do more, then offer to do more later on, which will give you much better credibility. It will give you more time to work on your passion, on your other passion project, and when you do give more, it's going to be really appreciated. Pile number 3, and it's always going to seem like you're the one doing more. So make sure, pile number 3, that you don't over promise when you're discussing things with your collaborations in the next coming period of time. So overall, pile number 3, I see a lot of fortune and abundance and good luck coming for you. I see a lot of financial stability starting to happen for you there, pile number 3. I think you're going to be very excited about watching things finally happen and move, and prepare for now so that you don't miss on your other passion project that you really love, pile number 3. So I hope this reading was useful for you, and don't forget to check the other yes or no piles before you leave. And if you've liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Let me know what you're up to. I would love to get to know you. And don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any videos that I upload, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 1, so you've chosen this card. Let's see what your card is. So you have the crone. The crone is like the death card, and this gives me an impression that it's a no. I see you need to release something, because without release, there can be no progress. Remember that. You're being called to the wisdom place, and you need to think about your situation very well, just like this person softly inspecting their idea. And you need to use your intuition and your wisdom to think about what it is that you wanted to do from a wise place, not just from the heart. Is this the right thing for you to do? This is a card calling for maturity. Sometimes you need to halt your emotions a little bit and think of what is wise for you. Maybe you can do this later. Use each opportunity to see beyond the illusions. This way you can see your reality better. There could be some change coming up, or like I said, this could be a release of something. So you are definitely being advised to let go and let life shape itself, and maybe you can get back to it later on. pile number 1. So I hope this reading was useful for you, and if you've liked it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 2. So let's see what your card has for you. You have the Bell card. This is a yes, pile number 2. The Bell card summons energies. It rings out changes, and it marks the beginnings and endings. And I see that this card indicates that this is a time for celebration, for change. So you're invited to step into a new situation as a result of a waking up call from spirit. And prepare yourself for an increase in your power. See what is calling for you. What do you wish to do? And that's what you need to pursue, pile number 2. You're definitely in your power at the moment, and it seems like good things and prosperous things are, and good luck is about to be happening to you, pile number 2. I see a lot of fruitfulness, like the springtime, a change in your circumstance that you're really going to celebrate, pile number 2. So I wish you all the best of luck, and if you've liked this reading, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye!